What's up, everybody? It's 5 p.m. and that means it is time for the Quarantini. I'm Lisa Concepcion. This is the Quarantine Life here in South Beach, Miami, Florida. It's a cloudy one today, but I am still out on the balcony bringing you some information about love, dating, and relationships. And today, I actually, left the paper because I had prepared a whole thing of notes and stuff. And I left it right over there. I got some tunes kicking in the background. Feeling the vibe. Hoping you can hear me okay. If everybody's coming on the live, it's probably going to be me giving a... Let me see who's coming on this Facebook Live. If you're finding me on YouTube, I'm so happy that you found me, and I'm happy that we're going to be together for a couple of minutes as I dive into this content. So earlier today, I asked a question on Facebook, and it had to do with asking people why they believe that they are not in love. So reasons came from all over the place, right? It was a bunch of different reasons. And, oh, I'm getting a Pandora ad. So funny. So they asked, they answered with a bunch of different reasons, and I wanted to share a bunch of these reasons because a lot of people here are dating, they're in relationships, and they're trying to figure this whole love thing out and trying to be the best at it that they can be for themselves and the person that they are looking to mix this up with. So I asked the question, why do you think you are not in love? So a lot of people answered by choice. Some of them were out of a relationship recently and they were just doing their solo thing, healing. Some of them were single by choice or not in love by choice simply because they are doing their own life and they don't want to be tied down or committed or attached to just one person, which is a common thing. And this led me to think of the perceptions that they may have. A lot of people have perceptions of being in love that has to do with being attached and tied down and all of these words and these phrases that we assign to committed relationships that are kind of negative, right? So when you hear people saying, oh, I don't really want to be tied down, they are typically approaching relationships with a belief that their freedom will be gone once they enter a relationship. I am going to lower this a bit. I got my tunes going. But I don't know if that's true. I don't know if a lot of people who are in relationships and are thriving in their relationships feel that they are without freedom. If anything, if you're in a happy relationship, if you're in a good relationship, you're going to feel expansion. You're going to feel like, oh my God, I could accomplish so much. I could do so much. Oh, this is jam right here. Wait, hold on a second. I want to make this louder. Just for a second. I don't know if I could. I think I have to do it through my phone. Oh, this is a jam. This song's good. So anyway, I'm just chilling. I hope you guys are doing all good in the quarantine, on the scene. I hope you're all right out there. I hope you and yours are healthy, making the most out of this ridiculousness, this lockdown. My God, delicious. So that was one take on why people are not in love. And then another take was people who said that, okay, I'm going to get my notes because I wrote it all down and it was awesome. And I turned everything on, and I went rolling without the notes, but now I have the notes. Okay, so the first one was by choice, working on the self, healing after a prior relationship, working on their goals, and this was the point that I wanted to make about that. So, oftentimes, oh my God, this is like a legit party of one right now. Okay. So oftentimes people, they get into this whole self-help mode. They go through a relationship, the relationship goes to shit, they leave the relationship, and now they're all into like depression, upset, whatever. They want to self-reflect and they want to work on themselves. Fantastic, I'm a big fan of that. Amazing, amazing. Okay, where it goes awry is when people cling to the self-help tip as a shield to protect them from getting into another relationship. So they're going years and years and years and years, not dating anybody, not being in another relationship, nothing, clinging to this belief that they have to be all about working on themselves. So they're like, okay, I'm working on myself. Okay, fantastic, got it. Like, I've had people answer this to me. I say, why haven't you been in a relationship in 3 years? Oh, I've been working on myself. Oh, okay, so you got out of something recently? No, I've been working on myself. Okay, what does that mean exactly, right? What does that mean exactly? So in this one case, this woman was like, well, I was in like massive debt. So she had a goal where she wanted to get herself out of debt, get her career handled, get everything financially handled for herself so that she felt good within herself, so that then from that place she can reemerge into the dating marketplace feeling solid and secure and good about herself, which was awesome. I was like, I got you, girl, do your thing. But then there was this man, and I reached out to him, and we were chatting on a DM, and he said he's been meditating and doing retreats and going here and studying this and doing inner child work and stuff. And all these modalities that I look at that as someone who is looking at the self-help world as a way, almost like a self-help junkie, where you're looking at like, what's the next course I can take? What's the next thing I could do to prevent you from actually applying it to your life? So there are a lot of people out there who are all about, I do yoga, I do ayahuasca, I did this, I did that, I do the other. But they're never ever applying what they learn to their life. They're putting that on hold. There's like a fear there. So if you're out and about, you're dating, right? You've come across somebody who's like super spiritual, and they're like, oh, I, did, whatever their thing is. I went to a retreat in Arizona, and it was all about connecting with my true self and all this. Wonderful. However, if they have done a bunch of that, but yet have not been in an actual relationship for like a really long time, like that is a telltale sign that they're probably a self-help junkie, and they're afraid. There's some kind of, they understand it in theory. They understand the self-help wisdom and all of that in theory, but they have yet to apply it. And as we all know, and as what I teach, information without application does not get you transformation. You need to apply what you learn to the field, to the life, to see how it fits you, to see if you can really, really integrate it into yourself. So definitely be on the lookout for that. The other thing that people said when I asked the question, why are you not in love? They right away did not assume responsibility. They went external. They looked for external blame, which is incredibly disempowering. It's being a victim, and there's no way to go from that. So these are people who say things like, well, my city sucks. There aren't any good people in my city. I'm too old. I'm too old for that. The men or the women, for women, it's a lot of, I'm too old for that. The men my age, they don't want women like my age. They don't want women my age. They want these young ones. And then for men who are old, they look at it as, I'm too old, I'm too set in my ways, I'm too regimented in my life, and I just want peace, and I don't want to be bothered with love and the demands that love puts upon my lifestyle. So this too old thing, and it's all about like external stuff, is a bit disempowering. So if any of these things sound like you, like if you're like, oh, I'm not in love because guys are douchebags, and I'm not in love because bitches are crazy. Like if you're saying that and you full on believe that, that belief is only going to serve you up more douchebags and more crazy people. So what you need to do is you need to check your language, and you need to shift that language. Now, there are plenty of people out there who are like, dude, I'm full on in love with me. I'm all good. It is wonderful. I was married for however much time. I decided to take time for me. All good. Honey, I was there. I was all about that life. But What good is having a full, robust, fulfilled, awesome, amazing life if you don't have anybody to share it with? Now, I understand there are a lot of people who are like, no, I share it with my friends and my children who are grown, and I have this wonderful network of people. Wonderful, but what about your romantic life? What's going on with that? There's a lot of growth that people go through when they open themselves up to a romantic relationship, to being in love, giving love, receiving love. And when that's shut off, it's like a void. It's like a piece of you that is like here to serve in love for someone else. And it's like you're not allowing that to happen. So consider that. Now, the third one, this was the big one. Your past experiences are influencing your current beliefs. I connected with a woman today who also weighed in on this Facebook post, and she said that she didn't feel confident that she could attract the kind of person that she wanted. All been there, totally understand. I was that 5 years ago. I was like, dude, after what I just attracted, oh my God, I don't have any faith in myself that I can have a bullshit meter going dee, like I'm gonna just believe bullshit again, and I don't want to do that. I didn't really trust myself to keep myself safe. This chick had heartbreak, and she tells me that she just attracts the wrong people, and she doesn't really trust herself to decipher who's good and who isn't good for her. And she knows that she's worthy. We had a conversation about her worthiness, and she's like, no, I know I'm worthy. I know I'm divinely guided and adored by God and unconditionally loved by spirit. Like, she was totally soulful, but she had a disconnect in that she had a lot of past heartbreak, and so she lost faith. So as connected to spirit as she was, she knew she was loved by source, but she didn't believe that she can go to source energy, God force, whatever you want to call it, and declare and call in and claim her ideal person. And so it's important to remember that if you can think up this ideal person, it means they exist. You wouldn't be thinking it if the means by which to have it didn't exist. So do not disregard, discount your thoughts of who your ideal person is. How do you want to feel with this person? What it's like when they say your name, what it's like when you're sitting across from them at a table and you're having dinner together or whatever. Just understanding the feeling of it, that exists. You just haven't aligned with it yet. So in this girl's case, I kind of like made her feel good. I just was like, girl, do you realize how adored you are? She's like, no, I know I'm worthy. I know I'm adored and worthy. And I said, so then, isn't that the same worthiness that can bring you your guy? Isn't that the same well that you go to? Like, it's not just you're worthy to make money, you're worthy to have a great career, you're worthy of all of it, all of it. Andrew Summers, you're liking my tunes. Oh, I know, it's like I'm in this like chill out balcony vibe today. I was listening to some music, enjoying my tropical cocktail, realized it was 5 o'clock. I was a little like off of it in the beginning because I left my paper over there on my television unit. I set up out here. So apologies to you beautiful people, but I got it together now, and so I'm talking a bit about why people think that they are not in love. So, I'll tell you what, I'm in love with this cocktail. Yes, I am. So good. Quarantini every day, 5 o'clock, in the 5 o'clock hour on my Facebook channel. I come live, I do a Facebook Live on a topic that I throw out to the people earlier in the day that then puts a conversation together. I take the information, the data, and I put it all together and bring it to you. And then I upload it on YouTube. So if you want to find me on YouTube, I have over 650 videos going back from like 2014. So you can catch some old school content from way back and going through the different stages of my own journey in my own life. And you can catch that at YouTube. You can get to my YouTube channel simply by going onto YouTube and searching Love Quest Coaching. Love Quest Coaching, it'll pop right up. All right, guys, so I'm going to recap this real quick again for the people who just jumped on, and even the people who are just, wanting that recap thing. The reasons why people say that they don't fall in love or are not in love is, simple choice. Like, there are a lot of people out there who are getting over something and they're in that transition. Maybe they got divorced, maybe they called off an engagement, maybe they broke up, and they're just like taking some time for that aftermath to settle and to just find their footing again, heal, process, which is super healthy and great. In fact, I applaud the people who have the wherewithal to take a good 90 days to 120 days to just like process it, get over stuff, heal. And then you could always start dating again if that's your thing, if that's what you feel like doing. So those are, healthy to do that, right? But then you have these people who they go into that world of self-help after a breakup or a divorce or something, and they stay there. Like, they just stay there for years and years and years, and they get on this like self-help kick, and they use it as a way to create a new identity for themselves, where like you ask them, oh, so you seem so like happy and you're upbeat and whatever, like, are you dating someone, are you with somebody, are you married? Oh no, I'm working on myself, I'm on a journey. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. When did you start your journey? Recently? And you're thinking like maybe a year. Okay, fine. 5 years ago. I'm like, okay, clearly there's something up there, because for the people who go on their journey, right, some shit happens in your life and you're knocked on your ass. That's what happened to me. And you are like, oh my God, I have got to go inward and really figure out what the hell is going on with me that attracted this. What it is in me that attracted this hot mess. And when you ask that question and you go inward and you start doing that work and you start peeling away your onion layers and getting to the core of who you are and loving up on that core, that is where the journey begins. But as you're doing that work and as you are coming into yourself, you start to ooze this love that you have for yourself out to everyone else, and it becomes magnetic. So when you're truly in that place of healing and you're integrating what it is that you're learning, meaning you're going to a retreat for 3 days and you don't just leave the retreat and then go back to your old habits. You actually apply and set some new intentions for how you're going to live, how you're going to do different from what you were doing before, and how you can then open yourself up to have somebody come on in and enjoy the party of your self-development, right? Why not? You can then attract somebody who's on that same level as you, evolved, aware. So a lot of people hide behind the whole self-help thing because they are deep down afraid of applying what it is that they learned into the case of a relationship. So that's very common, very normal. That is why I coach many coaches. Many coaches come to me. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's wrong. What's wrong? What's wrong? I'm like, what's wrong is, Lisa, I've done all these retreats. I walked on coals with Tony Robbins. I've done this. I've done that. I'm like, okay, but like, how are you applying this to the category of your life of relationships? And then after, a half hour of talking to them in a session, it's clear as day what's going on. And then they feel good because then they're like, oh my God, I was doing that. I've been doing that. And this was the real hurt that I have yet to make peace with in myself. So if this sounds like you and you're one of these like spiritual, I sage my house, I look at the moon, I sit with crystals, I do all these fun things, but still no relationship, hit me up. I know what that is. I can help you. I'm offering a wonderful, super fun 90-minute full 90-minute session where we get on a call just like this, except I'm at my desk, I'm not on the balcony. And we talk about whatever it is that you have going on and that you want to hash out and where you're stuck, right? You shouldn't be stuck. Life's too short for bullshit. Can't be stuck in your own mud, bullshit mud. Can't do that. Because then you can't move forward. You can't experience all the great things that life has to offer. So then the third thing that people say about why they're not in love, which piggybacks nicely on the point I just made, is that they let past experiences dictate their present beliefs. Meaning, they hurt me before, they're gonna hurt me again. They broke my heart before, they're gonna break my heart again. So let me just close myself off to any kind of loving and living, because 4 other people hurt me in my life. Sweetie, my loves, honey, come on. No greater wisdom is learned than that which is learned in love. You can mark my words on that. So I know it's complicated and awful, and like you have all these vivid memories of awfulness that happened in your life, horrible things that happened in your relationship, but can't let that mess with your faith. So this becomes a question of faith. It's a question of, do I believe that I am loved that much by something greater that can bring me the exact love that I am worthy of? And that's when you let that go and you let the divine do its thing, and you just get in the receiving mode and you're like, bring it to me, baby, I'm ready. But the key is being truly ready. And if you're looking to get ready, now's the time to do it. We're in the lockdown, we're in the quarantine. And let me tell you something amazing. I have had 4 clients tell me that they have met like their person in the last 3 months. Quarantine. 4 people. One of them met right before quarantine happened. She went on like 2 dates with this guy. They hit it off amazing. And then quarantine happened and they were like, what are we gonna do? So they had to figure it out, right? Another person, same. They met during the quarantine. They started to do like video dating and whatever. And they made something happen. So like this whole business about like life is over because we're in lockdown and you're gonna like, you know, die old and alone in a shoe. Not the case, honey. Dating apps, there's Facebook right here, Messenger, you can do whatever. You can go on all the social platforms, connect with people, put them in a call, but you have to know what to do. And there's a reason why you are not letting your love shine. You gotta let it shine like a lighthouse, right? We're all little lighthouses. You're looking out for our light of love. So shine that shit out. And this way you can help that little boat come on into shore and be with you. Doesn't matter that it's a quarantine. I have 4 cases, 1, 2, 3, 4, of clients who are loving life right now. They're like doing the FaceTime. I think some of them are actually physically seeing each other yet, but I'm not really sure. I feel like they're doing the social distance dating thing, and it's a long, nice courtship. They're all having fun with it so far. So this is what I do for the people. I help them get whatever weeds and crap and bullshit talk and thinking is blocking you from attracting the very love that you know you have in your head. If you have it in your head, you can have it in your heart. And once you have it in your heart, then it comes to be. So I'm Lisa, the Love Coach. If you're interested in learning more about my 90-minute one-on-one coaching session, hit me with a DM. You can find me also at lovequestcoaching.com. And over there, I do a really cool one-on-one assessment. You can fill it out. It's a love life assessment. It comes to me, you ask me all your questions, and I give you pointed answers specifically for you. So I hope you have a lovely evening. This is Quarantine Lisa the Love Coach, doing the 5 o'clock quarantini. And tomorrow I will be back with another episode. So if you have a question or you have something you want me to cover, feel free to let me know. Thanks so much, boys and girls. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.